David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Happy New Year. Well, I've got my Bollinger 007 champagne glass. The horrifying thing is it's empty. So as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to be filling it up and toasting 2025. But before we do that, I figured let me take a moment with all of you and look back on 2024 and maybe just a little ahead at what does 2025 have in store for us in the world of James Bond. I know, it's pretty exciting. Let's do it together. First of all, we've got to talk about 2024. What a year it's been. Now, I need to roll it back for a moment and say, what haven't we received in 2024? And that is, wait for it, it's going to be shocking, a movie. No, I think we're a couple of years in the distance as far as getting a James Bond movie. We didn't even get a glimmer, not even a glimmer of a movie. No writers being formally announced, directors, pre-production, and certainly, although this seems to be the go-to of every journal and fan, actors. We don't have an actor. There's been a lot of murmurings about Aaron Taylor Johnson and other people, but today, as I sit here and do this video, as we're entering 2025, no, nothing official. So there's been speculation, there's guess, who knows what's going on. So I thought I would talk about what do we know about in the world of James Bond that we've encountered in 2024. And the first thing I have to mention is, well, we've had products. And I know you're a product guy, David. Look at the back here, all those products. But we've had some amazing products. We've had the London Stock Exchange. We've had Oliver Brown come out with a gold line, a 007 golden line. We've had NPL coming out with Goldfinger pieces as well as James Bond pieces in general. We've had, shoes, Crockett and Jones shoes from Goldfinger that are absolutely beautiful. We've had things from James Bond fans like the London Bond map made by Pete Brooker. We've had this right here, this is the Zritsky shirt from Atelier. I mean, the Zritsky shirt, I know, it's crazy, but imagine in the year 2024, I had a shirt basically made from my likes, the things that I go for, like the terry, the correct cut on here, the high bicep, the camp collar, all those things. That was kind of a special moment for a person that lives the Bond lifestyle. And we've got to talk about the Bond lifestyle because even beyond things that you could wear and adorn yourself and your surroundings, we had great, I call them fun things, like models, like Agora models, for example. We had a slew of things from the 007 store. Oh, by the way, we had a 007 store open up in Burlington Arcade. Where's that going to? I hope by the time you watch this, it's not totally gone, but I have a feeling it might be. Bring it back. Bring it back. We love that. We had events. We had events galore. We had events by different fan clubs, as well as all of us doing things like gather-alls. We've done locations. We've done things like, well, Washington, D.C., where we had the official Bond auto explosion. You know what I'm talking about, Bond in Motion. And we had a Bond in Motion in Chicago as well, which everything going on around the science of James Bond. So, I mean, so many different events all around the world. You have Austria, etc. These are just ones that I've been able to digest. I also went to Stoke Park. I had a launch there of golf grips. So Golf Pride was there. I've been to France for Never Say Never Again event by Martijn Mulder. New York for an event with Aston Martin and taking tours. London because I did the orchestra, the huge Cue the Music orchestra moment in October where it was themed. The Man with the Golden Gun. And I was able to interview Maud Adams and Britt Eklund in front of thousands of people, which is just, it's always a very special moment to do that, but even more so to connect an entire weekend. We had something called the Golden Weekend, where we had explosive experiences on Friday, multiple ones on Saturday, big crescendos on Sunday, and we're going to repeat it moving forward. We've had Well, we've had a lot of things around anniversaries. So we had The Man with the Golden Gun, we had Goldfinger, we had The World Is Not Enough, and there was a lot of content. And I know this is kind of a separating word right now to call things content, but here we go. I've always done it. There have been so many great pieces of content in 2025. We've got my brethren, the YouTubers, the other YouTubers out there, people like Calvin Dyson and Peter Brooker and many others. Analyze This, Mr. Bond. They are just firing. In 2024, they either came back with a vengeance or I never left, to use a quantumish quote. So this is exciting for me to see these content creators filling the void, if you will, of James Bond experiences. I had 2 videos on YouTube a week, multiple things on Instagram. We had a lot of Instagrammers, both new and previous ones, kicking it up a notch, which has been really exciting. We had a few podcasts, not a ton of podcasts. A lot of podcasts they've gone very quiet. I don't know why. With the Music of Bond podcast, we've got a bunch of guys just over there enjoying each other's company, talking about music. You got John Williams, who I believe is leading that Rat Pack. It's very cool. We've got also Pete Brooker, who keeps coming back. There Will Be Bond. I got it right, Pete. Don't thank me, I'm no hero. There Will Be Bond, who is consistent in doing so much in the podcast world. I want to see more podcasts. I want to see more podcasts. I want to hear more podcasts because I miss those. I miss my journeys in community. That we want more of that in 2025. So now we need to talk about what we want more of, but also what does 2025 really have in store for us? And as I think about it, I love the consistency of people driving more information and entertainment. I love the consistency of all of us getting together in person. We had Roland Hume's amazing holiday party. We've got so many things over in London. I mean, the 007 GB Club is they're going gangbusters as far as events. There is going to be, I believe, a James Bond Club conglomerate event, I guess that's the best way I can describe it, in France to celebrate A View to a Kill, because we do have some anniversaries next year in 2025 that I know will be celebrated, maybe, but mostly celebrated. You think I'm going to edit that out? I'm not. I'm going forward. You seem to like fallibility. So what about what I know about? So these are some dropping of some, I would say maybe exclusives and major hints in 2025, because I happen to believe, see, I'm putting an asterisk. Oh, look, there they are. I believe that there are going to be not one, but a few trips to GoldenEye Jamaica that other people may want to get involved with. Yeah, sometimes I've brought some friends there. We had some big groups, have a good relationship with the GoldenEye people, and I believe there may be something that's going on over there in 2025. Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen. And what about celebrating Thunderball? Could there be something in the Bahamas to celebrate Thunderball? David shaking his head vigorously. What about that? What about the 10-year anniversary of Spectre? Is there something maybe happening in Solden that there'll be a visit and a 10-year look back of a visit of a location that is very special to this particular Bond fan, and see how the wonderful, wonderful trappings and environment really serves up not just moments of James Bond for the Bond fan visiting, but so many more things around winter sports and spa and lifestyle and culture of Austria. Is that going on in 2025? I think maybe. Is there another gather-all? Is there maybe 2 gather-alls? I think so. I think there's actually 2 gather-alls going on. Is there another Cue the Music concert in October that's happening with some very special guests? Well, I would think so. Yes, that may be happening. So there's a lot of things going on that are very exciting. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, to use a cliche. It really is. This is the time of year, truly, when people start to, for want of a better term, forecast. They think about what is their What are their bond moments, their bond experiences going to be like in the coming year? What are the trips they're going to take? What are the locations that they crave, that they want to go on? Maybe there's a particular product that they're hoping there's a brand out there that's going to come up with, either that connects to the anniversaries or simply just comes out of the blue. As you know, from a marketing standpoint, many of these companies that have a license with Eon, they need to start on their products well in advance. Some of them a year, year and a half before the product comes out for a lot of different reasons. They need to be approved. They need to be manufactured. It needs to go in a factory line. They need to be marketed. They go through the marketing engine. It takes time. So they already know probably in 2024 what they're coming out with in 2025, which is very exciting. We may get little breadcrumbs and hints over time, but they know. They know all the things we're going to be getting. So from a product standpoint, from a style person like myself, I can't wait. I'm hoping, and here's the hope portion, here's what I want and crave in 2025. I hope we get more style moments, from wonderful tailors out there, from the brands that focus on the informal bond, the casual bond, as I like to call it, because that is such an embracing way to be involved in the bond lifestyle. The libation groups, I'm being very umbrella wise when I talk about this. Libation groups, I hope they're coming out with some interesting James Bond things. Accessories, shoes, and might we get something from watches? Any of these things are possible. I do hope so. I would say that 60 to 70% of my interest, that is a high percentage, by the way. That is a very high percentage of my interest is the bond lifestyle. So all those aspects that I mentioned that I'm hoping for, I'm hoping that these companies are whittling away at it to satisfy my sweet tooth. By the way, I know everybody gets on me for doing this. Watch check, and wrist roll. I don't know, why? Quantum of Solace. Felt right with the Zaritsky shirt, just kind of like the way it's all cut and everything. By the way, middle of winter and I'm wearing the Zaritsky shirt. It's an all-season piece. That's all I'm saying. But I did want to kind of recount this, and the last thing I'm going to leave you with, beyond my hopes and wishes and everybody getting together a lot, is togetherness. It's always my shout out in a new year, going from one year, the baby new year, and into the new year. A shout out for just being good to each other, being kind, and supporting each other. This is why I always wear and wave like a flag the whole idea that the Bond community is the best community ever. They're just a kind group. They're a good group. I see it in person. I see it online. I see it behind the scenes. I see what people do for each other and to support each other. Then somebody's feeling down or out of luck, and you pick them up. The community picks them up. It's such a wonderful community to belong to. I want that to continue and just get even better in 2025. That is my biggest hope and wish. We all have, hopes and wishes that we go into when New Year's happens, right? We call them resolutions. Maybe I'm going to lose weight. Maybe I'm going to do this or that. But my resolution is whatever way possible, however my channel or me as an individual can, I want to support the positivity of the Bond community, of the Bond franchise, of our hobby. I want to support that. And I will do it in my own little corner of the world, my own little way through my channel and other ways, and maybe even connecting in person. That is my wish. That's my hope. That's my resolution. I think it's a worthy one. All right, go enjoy. I got to do something about this. This is horrible. This is a sin to have an empty Bollinger glass on New Year's Eve. So I'm going to go fill this puppy up, and I will toast you all. In the meantime, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Happy New Year, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching the Bond Experience. If you like what you saw, why don't you subscribe to the channel by clicking this button right here. We'll keep you up on everything new that's happening in the world of Bond. And speaking of something new, here's something new just for you because we know you so well. Talk to you soon.